Hey guys, hope everybody's having a great. I had to think of what day it was before I opened my mouth. It is Monday, right? Yes. Hope everybody's having a great Monday, and just got another one of these Who Is interviews scheduled. I know everybody in the crowd has seen this man on the screen to my left, my right, whichever side he's on. He was all over YouTube for a long time, is slowly making his way back after some hard work, I think. But
Yeah, for sure.
But just wanted to say hey to everybody. We got Todd, the Flippin Hustler, who is up in the Great White North, I guess. Anything north of Alabama to me is the Great White North. But just got some questions like we've been doing on these. We're going to cover with Todd. But let me go through and say hey to some people, see what's going on. Kim, the Borderline Hoardist, I'm working on getting her to come on as well. Simply Dana, good to see you. Alabama Picker says he's fourth. Anything but first is last in my book. Who else? Who else? John, Nevermore Antiques. There's a lot of good channels in here. Paul,
Yeah,
Gate Picker. Good to see you, man. Just me, Kathy. Kathy, if y'all like anything dumpster diving, go check out her channel. She's blowing up. She's doing some great content. She's a lot of fun to be around. Thrifty Esme. Hey, that's one of your buddies. I've seen her in a lot of chats, but I know she's in 99% of the streams that you do.
Yeah, she's my good friend. She's good people.
Good to see you. Anybody else? Here we go. Marie Perlet. I always mispronounce that. Good to see you. All right, like I've said on all these other streams I've done like this, there's a cover charge to come in. It's very simple. You got to do two things. You hit that thumbs up button first, and I'll give you 2 seconds to do that while I'm waiting. And then after that, you need to share it somewhere. You can share it in my share and promote Facebook group, wherever you want to share it. So that's the only cost of entry. What's up, Justin? Good to see you. But like I've done, I think I've done, this is my third one of these. And the whole idea is to get to know these people, these creators, these friends that we make on the YouTube platform, more than just what do they sell, how much do they sell, where do they source. There's so many interviews where we cover the business side, and I don't think there's enough of let's learn who Todd is. So that's kind of the goal today. Anything you want to say, Todd, before we jump in and get going?
I made it to the post office and I'm back.
Nice.
I got there and there was a lady in front of me with about 14 packages. She's an eBay reseller, has been for a couple of years. So that was kind of neat to meet a fellow flipper there. But I'm back and I'm excited about this, and I'm an open book, buddy.
All right. I like that. We're going to do our best to stay away from selling, business, all that. If we leak into it, it happens. It's great. But that's not the goal of our discussion. So I've started all two of these. This is my third one with the same question. If you watched the other two, you know what I'm about to ask. So one thing that you have not mentioned live on YouTube that you would think that nobody in the crowd would have ever guessed about you. And it doesn't have to be deep, dark secrets. Just it could be as simple as I wear pink underwear to bed at night. No, I know you don't. I'm just saying,
Man, I don't know.
Don't stress over just anything that's.
I'm trying to think. What I pretty much everybody sees who I am, and that's just
right.
This is it.
Right.
I like to bake with my daughter. We like to make cookies.
Hey, that's cool.
We like to do that stuff, and I like to do yard work. I love riding my lawnmower for hours, getting my hands in the dirt. Yeah, it's good stuff.
That's cool. I can cook, but I'm not very good at it. When I was growing up, I learned to cook macaroni and cheese out of the box, and that's about the extent of my cooking ability. Y'all cook like cookies, brownies? Or are you talking about like cooking meals or what?
No, brownies, cookies, cakes, anything
cool.
Sweet. John brought up something that I guess many of you don't know is yeah, I do have a Fiero. It's a 1986 Fiero GT. It's black. It's so cool, and I'm this close to getting it going again. So once I get it going again, I might start a whole other channel based around that. Because that video, or Fieros for one, have grown in popularity recently. I don't know what the deal is, but that video is the one that's getting a lot of hits, more than my reselling stuff. Yeah, so it's cool.
Well, I've been talking to a lot of people about YouTube and reselling, and truthfully, the reselling genre, in my opinion, is very limited. It's a small community, you know. If anybody that's grown huge is on YouTube in the reselling community, has grown outside of our community, and that's the difference.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how to get to 10,000 or 100,000 because I mean, I don't see 100,000 resellers out there.
Right. And,
You know?
that's my point. You've got to get outside. You got to do content that reaches outside of our community, in my opinion, and several other people that I've talked to. But
yeah,
well, that's cool. So cooking, that's something I probably wouldn't have guessed. Not it's not manly or it's not good or cool. It's neat.
oh man, nothing better than eating freshly cooked whatever you just made, and even better when you grow it and you pick it from the farm and you shuck it and you cook it. It just tastes so much better.
Well, and you're getting to spend time with your daughter this one-on-one time, and I assume she likes it as well.
Oh yeah, she loves it. Last week she made a pizza-sized cookie. You ever seen those huge cookies? She made one of those.
Wow.
Yeah, it lasted like a day and a half.
Yeah, that's cool. Hey, Caffeinated Christy, good to see you. Hadn't seen you in a while. Anita, good to see you. Misha, Lisa C. I've got good to see people kind of filing in. But that's neat. I probably wouldn't have guessed that. We got some. I did an interview. I've done Chris, the Thrift Shop Hustler. Did that the other day. I don't remember what his answer was. I really don't. But I remember doing one with David, Rev Resale, and he's a big into working with leather. So a lot of just things that would, people don't know. I just think that's kind of what we're trying to do is get some of that information. So you mentioned the farm. I know you've done 1 or 2 videos out there, and I know you talk about it a good bit.
Yep.
When you go out there, is there something that's your favorite thing to do when you're out there, or is it you're going out there to work? You go out there. I think one of the last videos I remember you doing out there, it was just kind of a walking around, reflecting, looking at things. I don't remember you doing any work while you were on camera. But you go out there and work, or is it just a go out there and have a good time kind of thing?
Yeah, I go out there and have a good time. It's not like a farm with crops, whatever. Although my father-in-law does have about an acre that he plants just for family. He puts sweet corn and all that good stuff. But he has a shop out there with, a lift and all that stuff. And so I like to go work on cars out there. I can go out there and shoot guns.
That's cool.
Just whatever it is, man. I've got a 2-story deer shack that I built out there. That is just so cool.
Is that where the Fiero lives?
That's where it's at right now. Yeah.
I almost forgot. I almost made a comment a minute ago when you started talking about the Fiero. I said, I was going to say the Fiero, if you've got one, you're one of probably 30 people that have one that hasn't burned up yet.
No, that was a myth, man. That was a myth. There was actually only like less than a handful that actually burned up all over the place. I mean, it was it was not a lot, but it did happen in 1984.
Yeah, they were cool cars.
Yeah, I love it, man. It's just something about driving that car that you feel it. You're shifting. It's rattly. It's a driving experience. It's not just getting in a car and going somewhere.
And that was just a little tiny 2-seater. Did they only make one model? Was there like a GT?
Yeah, they made an SE, a GT. Later on in '88, they made a Formula. Different body styles. I've got the fastback with the spoiler and all that stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah, I like it. But yeah.
So do you have a background in working on cars?
Not at all, man. Not at all.
Are you a tinkerer?
No, I just believe I can do anything.
So that's cool.
Yeah, if someone else can do it, I can figure out how to do it. So I pulled the engine out of that Fiero, pulled it out, put a new clutch in, put it all back together, and I made a few mistakes. That's why it's still sitting out there. But the mistake was the master cylinder for the clutch had been leaking, so it wouldn't bleed correctly. So I couldn't get full pressure, and that's why she's not. So I've got the part outside in the garage. That's why I say I'm that close to get it running again.
Right. That's cool. Did you use YouTube a lot to learn?
Oh yeah, totally, man. I took notes, like literal notes, and then I went step by step, just like my notes, and that's how I was able to take that car apart. Because if I would have taken it to a shop, that was a couple grand in labor.
Oh, at least labor just to they would charge you $1,000 minimum just to pull it out.
Yeah, nobody even wants to try to work on a Fiero, because I
they to burn their shop down now.
Yeah, man, totally.
Wow, that's cool. I don't have any knowledge on cars. I can YouTube stuff. I've changed brake pads. What else have I done? Replaced like a power steering, not cable, hose, stuff like that. But it's amazing what you can learn on YouTube.
Oh yeah, totally.
But, all right, I know we go back and forth. I know I joke with you on some of your lives about music and stuff. I know you got an affinity for an interest in a lot of different styles of music, or have a knowledge. It seems like. What's your favorite '80s hair band?
Ooh, I was not much into hair bands in the '80s, man. I was
Uh-oh.
more of an R&B hip hop guy.
Well, that's my next question. If you want to start with that
Yep.
one, what was your
Go for
favorite?
it.
Okay, what was your favorite rap artist in the '80s?
Oh man, well the first one that I remember totally getting into was Run DMC.
Oh yeah, that's a classic.
Yep. And Too Short, Ice T, LL Cool J.
Too Short. Was that
Um,
Back to the Hotel? No, and that
no,
was In Too Deep. I'm
that
sorry.
was in too deep. Yeah, Too Short was and his name is Todd.
Nice.
One of it, the beginning of his song just says, ask them who do they love, and they all say Todd. I used to listen to that part over and over again when I was a kid.
Wow, that's cool. I'm kind of tuned down my different interest in music in the '80s and '90s. I would listen to everything from knee slapping country to stuff like you're talking about, Run DMC, Kumo D, LL
Mhm.
Cool J, all the way to heavy metal stuff. I would just like I didn't tie myself down to one genre, but
As a kid, I remember vividly, I had a little record player and sitting down with my 45s, and I had Jesse's Girl. Man, I
yep.
used to rock out Jesse's Girl. Um, Pink Floyd, or not Pink Floyd, the Jay Giles band, Love Stinks. Love
Yeah,
Stinks.
definitely.
Yeah. I mean, that was just great stuff.
Yeah, you haven't done it. Have you done a video by itself of your eBay song, or is it just one? I know you've sung it a couple of times on some of your streams.
Yeah, no, I just do it live randomly. I haven't made a video yet.
I would make it just a quick video. If y'all haven't heard, if you're in the chat and you have not heard Todd's eBay song, um, we'll find a link to one of the streams that he's had with it. I know you've done it a couple of times. It's hilarious. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just one of those things, man. I feel passionate about eBay. I feel passionate about what we do. And I had
Right.
to get it out of me somehow. So I was like, I just started writing words. And most people that are not in this game don't get it. They don't understand what I'm saying when I say Griswold,
Right.
single stitch. They're like, what? What is
And
this?
it has a great flow to it.
But y'all get it.
Right.
So yeah,
Oh, I bounced in and out of your stream earlier. So
that's cool.
Marie said you said something about it earlier. Well, that's cool. Music is I know I recognize a lot of songs, but I'm not. There's a lot of songs I probably would not know who sang them. That's why I'm not very good at the name that tune. We have to name the artist and the song sometimes. But
Yeah. I mean, I like Freddie Fender, everything from Freddie Fender to Mozart,
wow,
um, and ton of audiobooks,
that's cool.
audiobooks for days.
I had a lot of exposure to classical music in college. My college roommate was he was from Georgia, and studying we could turn that on. Not that I was a big studier. That's the main reason I didn't finish college, but he would turn on Mozart and stuff like that. It's just so easy to study to that stuff where you're not really concentrating on words, and it was really cool.
Right on.
Yeah. So another question I've used on other ones. What if you and the family had to leave the house, go somewhere, and couldn't spend any money? What would y'all do for fun?
We go to the farm.
The
I mean,
farm.
to us, that's where it's at, man. Home, farm, family. What else is there? I don't want to go on any vacations. I mean, I like to have my mom up here, but
Where's mom from?
mom's down in Colorado.
Okay.
Yep.
And you're
So
in Minnesota, right?
Minnesota, yeah, 957 miles away from
Wow.
mom.
Has she come up much?
She was up here 2.5 years ago. And when she came up here, she saw what I had going on and was like, wow. Cause I had always talked about it to her. But she didn't
Right.
get it. Then she saw it and she went home and started. Now she's been selling on eBay for 2 years,
Oh,
has
that's cool.
400 plus active and does, she's making extra cash. So she's loving it.
That's cool. What's up, Chris, man? Good to see you. Chris, the thrift shop hustler's here. He's the one that I did this another interview just like this. Good to see you, Peter Ray, over in the UK, or I'm not very good at that accent. Sorry. Let me see. Look over here. I don't know how much you were into this kind of stuff, but I'm going to ask it anyway. What's your did you have a favorite video game, board game, or anything like that growing up?
I'm from the Atari 2800 generation, so I remember playing Combat, and I loved Combat.
The
Flying
tanks.
those planes. Yeah, I mean that's the game you got for free with it.
Yeah.
and I always wanted Centipede on Atari, but I never had it. But the driving game, Night Driver, oh, that was a great game,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, back then there were some great games, and you look at those games and compare them to now. Back then it was, very pixelated graphics, and
Yeah,
but we
that's
loved it.
all. That's all we knew. That and the handheld football, the handheld football games. Me and my brother Dave would just play that for hours. Yeah,
definitely. I never had the handhelds, but I had a friend that I played baseball with growing up. We were pretty close, went to school together.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I would do when I'd go to his house, spend the night on Friday night. I'd be over there.
Yep.
He had the baseball, football, and the basketball.
Nice.
They were a lot of fun. And if you find those that are in decent shape, the old ones, they still sell pretty well.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I flipped a green one that's still in the box with the bubble wrap and the instructions and everything. It was awesome about a year ago.
All right. We're not talking business.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, go. Anyways, next.
Did you have a nickname in high school or college?
Not from school, but growing up.
Just during that time period,
Yeah, my middle name is Andre, Andre.
Gotcha.
And so my dad always called me Henri. So I mean, because I'm an Henri kid apparently. So my nickname was Henri.
Cool.
Mom called me Turtle Dove, still does. And in school, probably just trouble.
Yeah. All right, I know I've seen a couple of your streams where you've been out there with the snow blower and all that. Yeah. I would hate to do that personally. We get snow once. We get a big snow once every 6 years. It seems like. Yeah. How fun is it to shovel? Not fun. That's the wrong word. I'm trying to think of how to word this. Is it tough? Is it hard? It looked like you're. All right. You said you like to get out and cut grass. Would you let her cut grass, or would you let her run the snowblower?
Man, that's a tough one because they're both really fun. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, you get a foot and a half of snow or something out there. You fire up the John Deere, get in that mind state, or whatever, and just go out there and throw freaking snow everywhere. And you just have to realize that when you're up here, when snow falls and there's 7 feet of snow on the ground, you can't overthink it, because if you do, you'll lose your mind and you'll think that some spring will never come and it's a long winter. But it does come, it does pass. And so I've learned to find the beauty in it, because I'm not from here. I'm from Colorado. Moved here 20 years ago and haven't looked back, but in the same sense, it was a lot of adjusting. So,
and I don't remember if you mentioned this or not. What brought you to Minnesota from Colorado? I don't remember if you mentioned that or not.
Yeah, that's for sure. Okay, so obviously I'm an older dude, man. I'm 47 years old. So in my 20s, and a whole lifetime ago, I was married. I had a first marriage, right? We got together when we were 19, married when we were 22, yada, yada, yada. Daughter. So then we had a daughter. She was about to turn 5, going into kindergarten. Didn't want to put her into a kindergarten down in Colorado because it was craziness.
Right.
So at that point, things were kind of crazy. So we moved up here for a change. The change didn't take, but I loved it up here. The people, just everything about it. So that's how I ended up here. But the real way that I ended up here, dude, okay, let's get down to brass tacks. I've tracked back how I ended up here. It was her. It was because I was with that gal. But before that, in 10th and 11th grade, I was a mess up. Like I said, I did my homework and I got by, but I was too busy chasing girls and, running cross country and singing and just being me. So come the year before my senior year, I had to go to summer school. Had I not, I wouldn't have graduated. So I had to go. So I went to summer school, and in my English class, there was this girl named Amy. And yeah, we were friends though. So anyways, one day I needed her to take me somewhere, and she did, and we became friends. And then after we graduated high school, we both worked at a place called Elitch Gardens, which is an amusement park. And her mom was working at this place called Cobe Laboratories in a clean room environment, putting together these machines for open heart surgery and all this crap. So she's like, I'm going to try and get a job there. I was like, cool. So she got a job there. She got me a job there. And while I was working there, this new girl started, and we're all in masks and glasses and smocks and hats and everything. So nobody knew what anybody looked like. This girl comes in. We became friends without knowing what each other looked like. One day we're unsmocking. I was like, damn. She's like, damn. So that was it, right? We were together. So had I not been a mess up, had I not gone to summer school, had I not met Amy Day, I wouldn't have worked at that place. I wouldn't have met that girl who was originally from North Dakota, would have never moved up here. It's crazy how life is, man.
That's cool. It's it's amazing how puzzle pieces kind of fit together because really it's not like you went out looking for that probably. It just kind of fell. I hate to say it fell in your path, but it just kind of a sequence of events.
It is. It totally is. And so that's why we have to be careful what we choose to do today, because it will affect what's going to happen 20 years from now, man. Because here I am.
Wow. That's cool.
Yep.
A little bit more on the lighter side. Not that we're getting too heavy, but and this will be on the edge of the reselling and all that. What was the first reselling YouTube channel you ever remember watching?
Casey the Rockstar Flipper.
And I think that's going to be a common answer. A lot of people are pushed there, raking.
Casey was my guy, man. I was like, Casey's the man, because at that point, I had sold cars for like 4 years, doing all the stuff. I quit doing that, started a detail company, and ran that through November. It started getting cold. Around that time is when I started watching different videos, and Casey somehow popped up, saw he was selling on eBay. I thought, wow, if this kid can do it, I could do it. Right. Just like I said, I feel like I can do anything anybody else can do. So I started. So December 5th, I started selling on eBay. December 31st of 2016, I started my YouTube channel.
Wow.
Yep.
I think that's a common entry channel for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But well, all right. Besides my channel or your channel, what was the last YouTube channel you watched or last video you watched?
Last video I watched was Tony Robbins this morning. Motivational stuff.
That's
last
cool.
Reseller I watched was the one that's sticking out in my mind is Just Me Kathy. She was doing some dumpster diving, and I don't know, for some reason I watched all of it. And something I try and do, or not I try to do, is I watch y'all's commercials, because I'm like, okay, my friends they got their 1,000. Okay, now it's up to me to do my part to help them. Let me watch their commercial. Yeah, I don't want to watch it. I'll push mute, let that thing roll, and then unmute it, and then continue on. But I think some people don't understand that part of it.
Yeah, not that we're out here to make money off these people, but when they hit that skip, it costs creators money.
They've earned the right.
Paid by that view time, and it's not really a view until they've watched at least one ad.
Yeah. So YouTube's not going to make me rich. I'm not going to be. Well, I retract that statement. YouTube may make me rich if I do all the right things and take action on the right things.
There's people that are making it good out there.
Absolutely.
But it's tough to chase that though.
Yeah, I'm not chasing it by any means. If it happens, it's going to happen organically. Because like I said, I've been on for 3 years, and I'm a pretty stand-up dude, So eventually somebody will see something and it'll all click. But till then, you just have to keep the wheels spinning and moving forward.
Hey, Nikki T, good to see you. I hadn't seen Rev in here, so I got to give him a hard time. I get points for this one. We chase each other around chats and have a good time. They've got a great channel. Y'all hadn't checked out Rev Resale. He's a good guy. Nikki T's his wife there in the chat. Let me see what else. I got a lot of these first and last and favorites and stuff like that.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
How about a first and last? What's the first thing you do in the morning after you wake up? Outside of hygiene, the whole 3 S's or what, all that kind of stuff. What's the first thing you like to do if you do something on a regular basis every day?
I go grab a K-cup and put it in the Keurig, and I make myself a cup of coffee. And then
go ahead.
No, my wife buys this like the Great Value. She bought 96 of them. I don't know how much it costs, but not the expensive stuff, but you buy 96 of them. It's pretty good.
Right.
So I have my coffee, and I'll sit down and I'll watch Les Brown or some kind of motivational stuff to get my brain going. Because when I wake up, I'm like everybody. I'm just like, oh man, what am I going to do? I have to jumpstart my brain with something motivational, and then I'll put on some motivational music, motivational rap or whatever, something, and then I move on with my day. But it takes a jumpstart of positivity.
That's great. I know a lot of people who listen to that kind of stuff. What flavor coffee? Just house or anything? Any particular flavor or whatever it's called?
I think it's called Arabic or I don't
Yeah.
know, man. It's a different flavor, but I just drink it black, no coffee or no cream, no sugar, no
But you
nothing.
also drink coffee. I mean, on all the streams, you're always drinking coffee on the streams you have. So you drink coffee
Yeah.
all day.
I should stop by 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
I, I,
I
I
drink a
live
lot of
off
coffee.
of I live off energy drinks. I'll drink coffee, but if I make coffee, I've got like a big, huge. Might as well be a
Craft.
mug that I drink it out of.
Yeah. Well, actually, I've had a total of 2 cups of coffee today. 2 of those Better Homes and Gardens jars.
Right.
So that's probably like 24 ounces or something.
Wow. Let me see. I got my list over here. Let's see what else.
Yeah.
All right. So back along the lines of in the morning, what's your favorite breakfast food? Are you a big breakfast eater?
No, I'm not a big breakfast eater. I'm not a big
No,
food eater. I'm not some people are like, oh, I love this, I love that. Food to me seems to be like almost an interruption in life. I've got things to do. Now I got to stop and eat again. I got things to do, man. I don't
Right.
want it. So I'll drink a carnation instant breakfast shake and I'll have a big old thick peanut butter and jelly sandwich or a peanut butter and honey sandwich
Oh,
with
that's
the
good.
carnation instant breakfast shake. That'll fill me up for the morning. This morning I had a big strawberry, a big piece of watermelon, and a handful of blackberries.
You like
Trying
fruit?
to trying to change it up. Yeah.
I love fruit.
Yep.
I can eat my weight in fruit if as long as it's fresh and cold. I think I mentioned on one of the last shows I did. I'm very picky about fruit. I like my fruit to be cold. I like
Right.
it right out of the refrigerator. Good. There's nothing like when my daughter played fast pitch softball and we go to those all day tournaments.
Yep.
And I'd take one of the big cube coolers that is on wheels, and
Yep.
I put like 10 apples down the bottom and covered up with ice. And you pull an ice cold apple out in the middle of a hot day. Oh my
Yeah.
God, it's incredible.
Huh. Heck
But
yeah.
I'm the same way. I'm not a big breakfast eater. I eat breakfast food more at night for dinner than I do for breakfast.
Yeah. And I find that like if I eat a stack of pancakes, I don't know what it is in pancakes, but it knocks me out like a sleeping pill, man. Yeah.
If we go to my mother-in-law's a lot, and she's a big cooker. She'll cook just a spread anytime we're up there as a family, and she likes to get up and cook breakfast. So if I'm up there, I'll eat breakfast. But
Yeah.
we're not going to just wake up and cook breakfast here at the house. What else? Let's see. All right, there's another one. First car you ever had, and if it was not a car that you wanted, what would have been the car you would have wanted as a first car?
First car was a 1977 Dodge Omni 4-door golden color automatic.
Nice.
And it was actually my stepdad's old work car.
Right.
And then they got a new car, so it got parked. Well, when my mom was having to drive me to work and she got burned. She's like, you know what? You're 15 and a half. You got your learner's permit. Just drive. Just be careful. So from that point on, I was free as a bird. And man, I tried to roll the speedometer back on that bad boy because I took a little road trip one day.
You were sneaky.
Yeah, well, I told you. I'm telling you. So yeah, Dodge Omni was my first car. Second car was a 1982 Camaro. That was also gold.
Nice.
The name of that car was Murphy. It was a 4-speed, 6-cylinder, and that was a cool ride, boy. I thought it was something.
What year did you say? What did you say it was?
82.
Was
So
82? I know the 79, 80, 81 was the older body style. Did they move to the new body style in 82, or was that the old body style?
No, new body style.
So I thought, did it switch in 81, 80, 81, 82?
It was 81 or 82, but mine was, I think, the second year of the new body style.
That's what I thought. I don't know a lot about cars, but just small things like that I've got in the back of my mind.
Yeah, man, I thought I was cool. And then I sold that car when I went to college. I went to Mesa State College in Grand Junction, and I sold that car to pay for my dorm room. That was my part of it. So then when I was up there, my parents picked up a little Honda scooter. It was an Aero 50 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I got a whole story about that thing. I almost died on it. But then I came back and I got my first Fiero. It was a black automatic 4-cylinder. And I loved it, but it didn't have all the goodies that I wanted on it. So then I saved up. I almost had that car paid off.
Wow.
And saved up and bought the gold Fiero, which I've got pictures of all these cars. Bought the gold Fiero and loved that car, man. And on my 21st birthday, me and my brother Dave, we were out doing things we shouldn't have been doing, which I don't encourage anybody to ever do, but I did. And I put it to the floor, just redlined it, and kaboom, she blew up. Yeah.
Wow. So the Fiero you have now is not the only Fiero you've ever had.
No, this is the third Fiero I've had
Oh,
in my
really?
life.
I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
know that.
yeah.
I
And
know you've
so it
always
takes.
talked about the one you have that you're working on, but I didn't know you'd had them in the past.
Yeah, I had a gold one. It was a SE, but it was a 6-cylinder with a spoiler and a moonroof and the subwoofer. It was loaded. And so maybe that's why when I get in my car now, it makes me feel like I'm 19 again.
Do you turn the radio up, roll the windows down, kick the sunroof back?
I don't have a sunroof now, but I
Yeah.
don't even listen to the radio really when I drive. I've got a sunroof or a stereo in it, but just listening to this exhaust is what I like because they
Wow.
sound really cool.
Bet a couple more people jump in. Just want to say, hey, Kelly, hit Flippin' Mama, great channel. John, Dad's Vintage Garage down there. And I always say up there, I guess. Everybody's up there to me. 90% of the people on YouTube are up from me.
Right.
John, Dad's Vintage Garage, great channel.
Yeah, he's one of my old sponsors, man. I've got him on the side of my Asthma coffee craft. Yeah.
I have a hard time watching those kind of channels,
I can't watch them. I tried to listen. I listen to audiobooks, and there was a lady doing an audiobook Asthma style, and it was just way too much.
Wow. It's got a, I hate to say technical, there's a scientific reason for doing it.
Right.
It's some different pleasure zones or something in people's heads. I don't know. Everybody's made it a little different, I guess,
Yeah.
Do you collect anything?
Not for long. I try not to. But yeah, I mean, I've got my vintage boombox collection over there that everybody's seen. I've been trying to get better at letting things go, but I'm also acquiring things that I wanted as a kid, or I had as a kid,
right,
or I wore as a kid. Like
right.
I've got these black Nike Cortez tennis shoes, and back then that's what we wore, right? And now here I am, 47 years old, and I bought another pair, but I didn't pay full price because only sucker pays full price. I picked them up off of the bay for $9. Someone didn't clean them up. I took the time to clean them up, and so yeah, I'm starting to collect things that I had that when I was a kid.
That's cool. And I think that's what's kind of opened up the market to the vintage toys, the vintage clothes and all that is people, I'm not even just saying our age, people that are further on in life looking to find something that they either wanted to have as a child or a certain age, and going back and buying those things. Obviously, some of that stuff is becoming trendy, but, I think a lot of it is still people buying because they either didn't have it growing up or really had it and don't have it anymore. It's neat to see that kind of stuff.
Yep.
What else? If y'all have any questions in the chat, be sure to drop them in. Like I said, we're going to do our best to stay away from reselling or work, but what else?
I collect glitter. No, I don't collect glitter, John. I collect confetti because confetti's collecting.
Confetti. Yeah, and I mentioned that in the title, trying to come up with some funny things to put in these titles.
I saw that.
If anybody in the chat has not watched Todd's live streams, he loves confetti. He saves up the little silver tabs off of the bubble mailers and everything, and it's hilarious to see.
But it's not just that I like confetti. It's not like I like confetti. The confetti represents a sale. That confetti, when I throw in the air, I'm throwing money in the air. Yeah. That's what all that is. And so that's the whole thing. Some people think, oh, he just likes confetti. That's weird. No, man, there's a rhyme and a reason.
Definitely. And I love your energy on your streams. You're not like you're out there hooping and hollering and going crazy, but it seems like it's an infectious energy, I think, when I watch you. So
it's a God-given energy, man. Sometimes it's a little bit much. You got to tone her down a bit, And I tell myself, slow down, Rendon. I have to talk to myself, slow down. But
I think seeing the real people, the real you, doing, I just hate the people are out there that are YouTubers that are out there acting.
Right. Yeah.
In my opinion, it's so much easier to do a live stream or do a video when you're just being yourself.
Right. Yeah. I'm just an idiot. And that's okay. And I'm okay with that. I'm human, and that makes everybody's an idiot at some point in their life.
Oh, definitely. There's not anybody that's alive that has not done something stupid in their life.
Yeah. So
some more than others, but
yeah,
that's part of it. Let me see what else. I might be down to. I know you talked about the farm, and that's where y'all go. Yep. If you had to pick up and go on a vacation somewhere besides the farm, where would you want to go? Disney World, Six Flags, some kind of park, snow skiing.
I would love to take Caroline to like Disney World or Disneyland or Universal Studios. I know when I was in 5th grade, I got the opportunity to go to Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm, Universal Studios,
Right.
and SeaWorld and the beach all in one trip. And it made it, it's a memory, you know? So I wish that the world to get back to a place where we can pick up and just let's go
It's
and
not
do
cheap
that.
to go to those places.
No, it wasn't. I remember my parents laying out the cash on the bed. It was awesome. It
Yeah.
was inspiring.
Hey,
Yeah.
Veronica, good to see. Veronica, the cherry picker, is another one I've got in line. I've got a schedule for one of these.
Yeah.
Let's see. Don't think we've covered this one. First job you've ever had?
Marie Callender's, I was a busboy. I made $3.75 an hour.
Wait.
And
Marie Callender's, is that the in our Walmart? You can get the little frozen meals and stuff. Is that the? Does she make pie? Do they make pies? What do they do?
well, okay, so yeah, she initially sold pies back in the day, but it was a restaurant and they're prevalent in Colorado. I'm pretty
Okay,
much think nationwide, but great food, great turkey. The pot pies when they were fresh, oh my
right.
gosh, and the key lime pies, ooh, and I had it in with the girls in the kitchen. Oh man, I used to get hooked up. But yeah, the Cobb salads with the shrimps. Anyways, I worked there for about 6.5 months. Um, but after about the first month, I realized how great it was to make cash, right? So then I got a second job at Orange Julius in the mall. So now
Aren't
I'm working two
Julius.
jobs. Yeah, Orange Julius.
That's good stuff.
Oh man, so two food places, people everywhere, and it was awesome. I loved it, and the fact that I had a not too cool car never slowed down my game. It was awesome.
Orange Julius. It wasn't like it was just like an orange slushy or an orange. They had something in. I know it had a foamy. I don't know if
Yep,
they
it
had
was.
milk in them or what. What they have in them?
Uh, you could request an egg in them. Some people did,
An
but there
egg?
was yeah, there was this powder crap, and it was powders and oranges.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, orange juice,
Golly, that's been back in probably
strawberries.
mid '80s. I can still see the Orange Julius store that was in our mall.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It was right by the movie theater too, man. Freaking Fast Times at Ridgemont High kind of thing. It was awesome.
Yeah. Hey, that was a great movie. Hey,
Oh, tell me about it.
all right, you're gonna go movies. What's your
Sure.
favorite movie or series of movies?
Phew. Man,
That's a
that's
tough
not
one.
that's not fair because there's so many different things. I mean, huge fan of the mafia genre, Goodfellas and Sopranos and that kind of stuff.
Right.
But I also like the classics, the Andy Griffiths and the Ozzie and Harriet and I Love Lucy. Uh, I don't watch scary movies anymore. I stopped doing that about 5 years ago. Once
Right.
I kind of figured out what makes a brain tick, I stopped doing certain things and I stopped watching those kind of movies because it was a bad deal. Uh,
Yeah.
so I like a little bit of everything, man. To pick one, I really can't.
I think I'm the same way. I don't know if
Yeah.
I'm non-judgmental or what, but I'm like, there's so many great ones out there.
Oh yeah. I mean, Blazing Saddles is not, friendly anymore for most people. They get hurt, but it's a great movie. I like all the,
Especially the scene around the fire where the guy farts after eating the beans
and there's so many bad things in that movie. Monty Python movies,
oh,
you
those are
know.
good.
Oh, yeah.
I watch some of those. I'm not as big into them as a lot of people. I know friends that can just quote lines out of all the Monty Python movies. I'm like that.
Right.
Cool. Any questions in the chat? Sweet Texas Finds Lorena is another person I've got lined up. She is on Wednesday, I think. I've got Joe Rensing Family Flips on Tuesday. Anything in the chat? I've been trying to watch the chat. Here you go. Paul Gate City Picker. Doesn't have to answer if he doesn't want to. Did they catch or go after the person who swatted you?
Man. Well, I'll just say that my head is still on the swivel. I'm still locked and loaded.
I understand.
I'm still ready. Uh, no, they haven't caught this person.
Well,
No, no. But if this person comes for me, they don't want to do that. That's all I gotta say.
that wasn't cool.
Nah, man. But if they do, that'll be the last thing they ever do. So that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Kim says, T-shirt warning. This is going on YouTube. Yeah, for sure. Ice cream. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Rocky Road.
Rocky Road. Oh my! You better not be around my wife. She loves it too.
Really? I put it in a cup and then I pour a little bit of milk in there. and then I put a handful of oatmeal in there, raw oatmeal with it.
Really?
Delicious. Yeah, it gives a little bit of extra something.
That's cool. I've been eating a lot of. We don't eat a ton of ice cream, but if I'm in the store and I happen to go down that aisle, I'll grab some. Just the standard cookies and cream, but Rocky Road's a good one for sure. But
yeah, Blues Brothers. That's some classic lines in that one.
Oh gosh, was it? I don't know if it was part of the movie or if I'm thinking about an album when it did the Rubber Biscuit song. Oh golly, I don't know if that was an album or what.
Better.
Yeah.
Rubber
Biscuit.
Yeah, Rubber Biscuit.
That was hilarious. Then look on my list one more time, make sure I didn't leave anything out. Favorite vacation, video game, we covered that. Hobbies, collect anything. Favorite food, you talked about breakfast food, not. All right. And again, if I ask anything that you just don't want to go there, feel free to say plead the fifth on that one or whatever. How'd you and your wife meet? I know you kind of were close to that, but all the down and dirty, juicy details, as much as you can get with keeping it family friendly.
Yeah, for sure, man. Okay, so I moved up here, a couple different jobs, got into radio, and then I was at a very small radio station, and one of the DJs there also had a full-time gig at a place called Old Dutch Chips. So like Frito-Lay.
Right.
So I was technically a Frito-Lay guy. I wasn't Frito-Lay. It was called Old Dutch Chips up here. So I did that. And while I was on my route, I met this girl. At this point, I was already a single guy, right? The marriage didn't work out. We were separated. So I was just living my life. Met this girl. We hung out. We became friends. But her friend, which was my wife, called her one day crying frantically. You know, something was going on. So she's like, we got to go meet up with my friend. And I was like, all right, cool. So I went and met her and I was like, hi, how you doing? I gave her a big hug. I didn't know this girl, but she was crying. So I'm like, hey, have a hug, you know? And so we became friends and we were friends for we were friends for a while. And then we were boyfriend, girlfriend for a while. And then we were engaged for a while.
Oh, wow.
After a total of 9 years, we got married. Yeah. So
cool.
When we got married, we got married on a Saturday and back to work on a Monday, you know? Yeah. I married the farmer's daughter.
Nice.
Just like a song. Yeah. Just like the song. And that's it. You know, we based our relationship on respect and love. And we've been through 9 years worth of crap life, you know?
Right.
So I think that's why we're so solid. So we've been together since 2003.
Nice.
Yep.
That's cool. Well, hopefully you'll have many more.
No, excuse me real quick. I got a cough.
Yeah, good.
Excuse me. Whew.
That's a $39.99 fine for coughing on a live stream.
I know, man. I feel terrible coughing ever, but I had some phlegm in my throat. So
that's cool. You're good. Anything else out of the chat? I don't want to keep you too long. I know you're said yes stuff going on tonight. So
I am totally relaxed now, man. But I'll tell you, I was stressed out for.
I hope you weren't stressing out over this. It's just you know how I am.
No, not stressed out about the interview. I wanted to talk to you guys and everything. It was just trying to get that I could be here on time. But now that I'm here, we could talk as long as you want, buddy. What else do you want to know?
I'm all out of questions, I think.
Really? I'll tell you some more stuff.
That's cool. Whatever you want to just. I don't think you have a problem with talking. Not that that's a bad thing. I don't mean that negatively. You've always had a great personality and very outgoing. At least that's what I get from watching your streams and talking to you.
Yeah. So, all right. So the first company I ever started, I think one of the things that I've seen people ask is, how long have you been an entrepreneur? What was your first hustle? My first hustle was, I had a little orange backpack and I would go to the local dairy store, which was like a little convenience store. And I would spend $5 and I'd buy suckers for 25 cents and I'd flip them for for 50 cents.
Right.
And then I'd buy Snickers and all this stuff. So I was the candy guy at school. Nice. So I was always hustling candy. Then in high school, Dave and I started a lawn mowing company. So we did that. When I was 21, I started an exotic dancing company, had a couple employees, did bachelor and bachelorette parties. When I was 28, I started a gold plating company called Infinity Gold Plating. Jewelry for your automobile was my slogan. I used to do a lot of lowriders, did a lot of Hondas,
That's cool.
fixing stuff up. Moved up here, 2004, started my first limousine company called Mr. First Class Limousine. I had a 98 Cadillac Seville stretch, ran that for 2 years, sold it, saved some more money, bought a party bus, 14 passenger party bus, and I ran that from '07 until about 2014. So I had a total of about 10 years in the transportation industry,
Wow.
hauling drunk people, man. That's why I don't drink, because I just was burned. I'm over it. Yeah.
That's probably a pretty busy business.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then the detail company and then eBay. So I've always been trying to find another way, man.
That's cool.
Always.
Mary McQuain says, I'm curious what part of Colorado he's from. I have family all over Colorado.
Okay, so I grew up, I was born in Denver. Uh, I grew up in Westminster. I went to Random High School. Um, and I lived there till I was 19 in Westminster. Went to college in Grand Junction, came back. Then I moved to Greeley, Colorado to go to Ames Community College. That's where I was at when I started my exotic company, Exotic Dancers. It was called Insatiable Bodies.
Nice. As long as you're one of those bodies, I don't want that picture in my.
Right. No, it wasn't me, man. I had a girl. Yeah, some people. Yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah. So, oh yeah. Okay. So really, I lived out in Aurora for a while. My first house was down in Lakewood, Colorado, off of Colfax, down in the hood, right next to a liquor store. I mean, we're talking hood.
Straight up hood. It sounds
Yeah, man. It was, but I was 21, had a house. I was like, woohoo, 650 a month. That is also when I purchased. See, it's ironic. It's funny, but I had one of the coolest cars I ever wanted, which was a '62 Lincoln.
Wow.
With the suicide doors, is Oxford white with pea green interior.
And you better watch out if you're coming down the road in that, because you're gonna run over anything that gets in the way.
Oh man, it was beautiful. 430. It had a 2-barrel carb, and I had a guy work on it, put a 4-barrel carb alternator. That car was sick. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Derek, NASCAR man 3345. What's up, man? Good to see you. That's cool. I almost said I've never been to Colorado. I've flown through Denver. We went to Hawaii a year or so ago and flew through Denver, and that's the only time I've ever been in the state of California. Colorado.
Yeah.
I want to spend some time out there. There and Arizona are two states I've not been to that I haven't been able to spend any time in.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
it's nice to visit Colorado now. But after a short period of time, I can't handle it. It's just too many people, too much hustle and bustle. And even last time I was out there, I was out there almost 2 weeks. And that first week, I went hard. We were out every day doing stuff, and I was driving. And there's just bumper to bumper everywhere. So by the time Friday rolled around, I was supposed to go to Colorado Springs to visit my bro, Paco. And I had to call him up. I was like, dude, I have to self-preserve, bro. I've been overstimulated. Too much has gone on in the last week, and I need to just stay put. I can't leave.
Right.
And so I did.
Right.
Yep. And he's a bro, so he gets it. He's like, yeah, dude, do that.
Right.
Because
back, how often do you go back? I know you said your mom had been up a couple of times.
That was the first time they'd been back since my brother Dave passed, which was 4 years ago. Before that was a few years and a few years. So I live in Mayberry, top speed 30 miles an hour. People drive golf carts around here.
Right.
Very, very different.
I've been very lucky. I don't want to say lucky, but my parents live about an hour south of where I am right now. I've been up here since the late 80s. My wife's parents live an hour. My wife's mom lives an hour north of us. I've never had to deal with that, being away from family in that kind of distance and have or carrying on some kind of relationship over that kind of distance. I bet it's challenging.
It really, really, really sucks. It's hard to believe that it's been 20 years already. But the thing is that I call my mom 3 to 4 times a day, sometimes 3, sometimes, I talk to her a lot, a lot. Because I think it's important, because we share ideas about eBay and life and, she's telling me how to work with she wants me to put some flowers. I don't know about flowers. She's telling me, because I've pulled out 2 bushes. I mean, I've got a lot going on out there, man.
Right.
And so yeah, I think it's important to stay in touch with our parents. My dad passed away a decade ago.
Wow.
So yeah.
I'm not ready for that. I'll be 51 this year, so we're not that big of a difference in age, but
Right. Yeah.
I'm not ready for the parents passing along.
No.
It's going to happen, They're
Yeah.
both in pretty good health, but I'm not ready for it at all.
Yeah.
It's a tough time for everybody, but I think we're getting to that age where those events start happening. It's part of life. I'm not trying to belittle it or be morbid about it, but it's it is what it is.
One of the things that is kind of, like I said, over the last decade or so, I've really changed into who I am. Because before I was just a wild, crazy guy, a wild and crazy guy.
Right.
That when we pass on, yeah, it's sad for the people that are left around. But who are we to be selfish, so selfish to think we don't want you to go to the next chapter, which could be amazing, right?
Right.
So I believe we're energy. We're all vibrating at a certain frequency, and energy doesn't go away. It just continues on and changes. So I like to think of it that way. And I know I feel energy, man. I see numbers. I feel stuff, and it's real. So
Well, I think talk about not being able to not ready to lose parents. I know it's definitely a selfish feeling for sure, because it's definitely harder on us than it is or those left behind. To use that terminology. It's just I think it's hard to let go.
It is absolutely. Yep.
But,
so
cool. Anything in the chat? Last couple of chances. We'll try and wrap this up in the next few minutes. I don't want to cut Todd short, but anything else I want to know?
Yeah, man. If you've ever wanted to ask a question, now is your chance. Speak now, or forever hold your peace.
Open. I think Todd used the term "open book" earlier. So
yeah, I mean, what you see is what you get, guys. I mean, good, bad, and otherwise.
Yeah.
Like
you said, being a little rough and crazy younger. I think everybody kind of goes through those phases. But one day you finally wake up and say, I need to change, and whether it's some event that forces that, or you finally say, I shouldn't be doing whatever I'm doing, or
yeah.
Everybody goes through phases. Some phases are longer for people, some are shorter. It just if everybody went through exactly the same lifestyle, the same timeline, the same everything, I think it'd be a boring world.
Oh yeah.
But cool. All right, I'll give everybody like 3 seconds to ask a question if they have anything else they want to know about Todd. Like I said earlier, anybody that jumped in late, the only cost of admission is to hit that thumbs up, if you don't mind, and share this out when you get a chance. Oh, here you go.
Yes, John, I would be a modern day. I don't advocate people being vigilantes by any means, but I think that there should be a justice system called family justice. And if you do something to my family, guess what? I'm not going to do something to your family. I'm going to do something to you.
Right.
Family justice. And so if someone hurts somebody, then uncles will take care of the business. Aunts come take care of the business. And yeah.
Thanks, Kimmy. I appreciate it.
But as far as being a modern day Robin Hood, oh man, I haven't been able to give as much as I want to give, but the little bit that I have been able to give in different areas recently has given me a feeling that I've never felt before. I'm like, I want to make more money so I can give more money away to people because, man, I want to help people because, man, that feels good. It feels better than getting. And you always heard that when you're a kid. It feels better to give than receive. But when
you didn't think anything of it when you were little.
Nah, man, not at all. And then when you don't have a lot, because I'm just a regular dude. When you don't have a lot, but you give from whatever it is that you do have, you just like, okay, I'm gonna share with you. I got $1. I'm gonna give you 50 cents. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it comes back, man. And that's why I think I've been blessed with so many good sales because I've given when I don't have, not expecting, and just getting the satisfaction that I helped, and then being blessed.
I think the key to helping people is doing it with a giving heart, the heart of I'm doing this because I love you. I like you. I want to help you out. It's not because I want somebody to come along and pat me on the back for doing it.
Nah, man, not at all.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna share it with you guys so that people know that
Right.
you too can do it. If we all did a little tiny bit, just like an ant,
Yeah.
we're all just a bunch of ants, but ants as a group can do a lot.
Oh, definitely. Looks like your sister's here, Crystal.
What's up, Crystal? How you doing, sister? Yeah, she's also an eBay reseller.
That's
She
cool.
got into it as well after she saw what mom was doing. She's like, oh man, Todd's doing it, mom's doing it. I better get in on this. And she does some stuff on Posh as well. Not a lot, but she does some on there. Makari, we were talking, she's not really a fan of Makari. She's eBay and Posh.
That's cool.
So yeah, she's good people, man.
I've for the longest time I badmouth on the morning show we did. I badmouthed Poshmark because I didn't like it.
I don't
Yeah.
like it.
Poshmark, I've done pretty well with Poshmark over the last month or two.
See, that's the thing is that everything is not for everybody, just like everyone is not for everybody.
Right.
I couldn't get into the sharing part of it. Maybe I should try it again. Maybe I didn't give it enough time. Maybe I should change so I can see. Because maybe you're right. You probably are.
Well, on Poshmark, I've gotten to the point where if I'm sitting on the toilet, sitting in front of the TV, sitting here watching a video, I'm just going to share a handful of things I'll share. I'm not the kind of person I'm just going to sit there for hours sharing or hire somebody to share, but it definitely has helped. I'm not doing thousands of dollars a month, but I've got 100 and something listings, and I've sold probably 10. I think I've just hit the 15 sale mark.
Okay, cool.
But it's not bad.
15 things I wouldn't have sold had you not posted them.
Right. And the good thing, that's what I like so much about these other platforms like Macari, like Poshmark. It doesn't cost me anything. It's not like eBay where I've got to have a store subscription.
Right.
Sorry, Kathy. That was the first thing I could think of was when I share on Poshmark. But cool. Anything else? Anything going on your channel? I know you've been doing some a little bit more regular live streams with your packing and shipping. Anything else going on?
I've been trying to change up my editing style and whatever. I use the free version of what was it called, Movani or something like that. So I'm still trying to get it dialed in, but yeah, each time I'm trying to change a little bit, do some voiceovers, add some different stuff, try and give people a reason to come back. Like I said, man, all I can do is just keep doing what I do, keep being me,
Right.
and if it's to be, then it will be.
Right.
And if would I love to be as popular as Casey? I don't know. I would like, I don't know. 10,000 people, 20,000, 50,000. Yeah, maybe. But 100,000? I don't know, man. I guess we'll have to wait and see. We'll look back 5 years from now.
But I think anybody that is at that level was at our level one day thinking probably exactly the same thing.
I remember when Casey was at like 10,000. That's probably when I rolled in. He was about 10,000.
Wow.
Yep. And now he's huge.
And
same with all those guys. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say same with all those guys like Rally Roots and Craigslist Hunter and
right.
Yep.
Paul Gatesy Picker said I received support from Todd. We were in live together, and he went to my eBay store and bought something just to support me. Such an awesome dude. Oh, definitely, I agree.
I try, man. I do try, and that's the thing is I try. I make a conscious effort to try to be a good dude because I know that by nature we're all pretty bad sometimes. We're just So I'm like, okay.
Well, you never know when that little bit of that's the wrong terminology. When that positivity or that being nice to people is going to be the only positive thing or good thing that somebody hears in that day.
Right. You can change someone's life, man, just by acknowledging them. Yeah, for sure.
I don't remember I don't know the exact minute when we met, but I know I've been in a lot of your chats. I know we spent a good bit of time together when you and Derek and Adam and everybody were getting close to that elusive 1,000. And I can definitely see that you were very supportive of anybody that, during that time that was getting, Kelly Hit Flippin Mama was right there getting close. We literally spent hours on streams together trying to help people. So I've always enjoyed being around you.
Yeah. I've always tried to share people's stuff. Like if I see someone that's standing there talking to themselves and I'll pop in the chat and they're just talking. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, I'll watch them. And then if I think they're going to be good for my friends, then I'll share it to everybody. Yeah. And so I bet there's a handful of people in the chat right now that can say that I brought them together because I did. And that makes me feel good knowing that
Right.
I was able to help some way like that. So
That's cool.
it's all about helping people.
Yep. Anything else in the chat? Last call for comments, not alcohol. Sorry.
Last call.
I definitely appreciate you taking a little bit of time out of your day today, Todd. And
yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah. Hopefully, y'all learned a little bit of something about Todd that you didn't know. That didn't have to do with how he lists on eBay or how he changes his prices or what he sells or how much he sells, but more of Todd as a person, because once you get to know him and talk to him a lot, he's a great guy. And I think, like I said earlier, that's kind of the goal of these live streams, is to kind of get into the person that these people are, because I think you have to connect to these people over the long term. And some people don't want to open up, some do. I've been lucky enough that people I've had so far have pretty much been an open book, and I really enjoyed it. So be looking for more of these for sure.
Awesome. I'm gonna go over here just so my phone doesn't die at the last 2 minutes.
Oh, you're cool.
That would just be classic.
But yeah, I think we'll go ahead and cut it off here. Y'all, anybody that showed up late, there's a good thing about YouTube. It's not a lot of people know about it, but after the stream is over, there's a little triangle that's turned sideways down there at the bottom left. After the stream is over, you can still hit that play button, and you can go back and watch the whole thing. So if you miss something, oh, you're good, Tom. No problem. Good to see you, Tom. But anything you want to say before we head out?
Yeah, I'd like to say thank you to everyone that has been around for the last 4 years. I like to say thank you to the people that have exited, if you're watching. I like to say thank you. You know, when I say my prayers, I say thank you to the people that or please, what do I say? Lord, bless the people that love me, but bless the people that hate me even more. Because I feel it out there too. I like to say believe in yourself. Believe that if you try, you can, because other people are doing it. I've been like regurgitating that, but I just believe it so highly because I see it.
Right.
Don't take any wooden nickels. And just be kind, man. Help somebody today, even if it's just by smiling at them, because that can change someone's whole state in an instant. So do that.
Definitely.
That's it, man.
Good deal. Well, I definitely appreciate your time today, and I appreciate every one of you there in the chat that have hung around with us, whether you were here 2 minutes or the full hour and 5 minutes. I appreciate every one of you. And like I said, make sure you subscribe to this channel. If you're not subscribed to Todd the Flippin' Hustler, you're doing yourself a disjustice, an injustice, whatever the correct wording would be. Head over there, make sure you subscribe to him. I've got 2 more this week scheduled, Tuesday and Wednesday. Make sure you check those out and be looking for some more. Everybody have a great day.
All right. Bye, guys. Take care.
Peace.